before.
We're live once again in the Library Bar at the Gilded Balloon, and in this very building, in the dining room, is where you'll find my next two guests in Kiss Me Honey Honey. We have Andy Gray and Grant Stott joining us. Gents, good afternoon.
Hello there. Hi.
Andy, of course, you're known to audiences all over the country for a variety of iconic and important television work.
Yes.
Grant, who are you?
Well, that's showbiz. There you are. Yes, this is a very bizarre thing. It's not even Christmas and we're working together.
Well, we should put that in context. Of course, you've done Panto together. How many years have you done Panto together?
About 12.
About 12 years.
12 years you worked in Panto.
Yeah.
I was being slightly flippant there when I alluded to your acting past. But for you, Grant, this is the first serious acting role, isn't it? Out with the realms of Panto.
It is, and I don't think I've actually done a play proper since I was actually at school. So this is how big a step this
Really?
is. Yes. Can't you tell?
You should tell.
And
No.
Andy,
But I think, but you know, Grant has been acting for years. You know, I think he's a performer, and in Panto there's a lot of performing,
Yes.
obviously, and acting. But I mean, you would not know it, and the way he approached this job, and it was. I definitely had another actor in the room, and I've got another actor on stage each night, so it's fantastic, and he's wonderful.
we've talked about doing something. Yeah. Andy, in particular, has been a real sort of drive to try and persuade me to make the step to do something, and he's been fantastic and to encourage me to do it. It's something I've really wanted to do, but just to actually make the step, and we've been sort of 2 years in the process of getting this on, and bizarrely here we are, and it's fantastic. Been selling out.
I want to get into the guts of the piece in a bit, but Grant, just to pick up on that, I mean, you've done Panto many times, as we've said. Did it feel like a scary thing was about to happen?
It is absolutely probably the scariest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, but you had a real countdown, didn't you? I mean, in months when we started talking about the scripts and working on the drafts and things at the beginning of the year, you were kind of going, "Oh, there's 6 months to go, 5 months, 4 months."
It was the sort of thing that we're going to do the Fringe and we're going to do a play and it's going to be this and it's going to be that, and then as it got closer and scripts started to arrive, it began to sink in. That it actually was this real thing, and it was going to happen because we talked about it for so long.
But mercifully, but because of commitments and things, we had 2 weeks rehearsal plus the kind of tech week, so we didn't have time to think about it. So
Once we got into it, and it was literally back my holidays. We were both back on holidays on the Saturday and straight in on the Monday morning in the middle of July, and started rehearsing it, and brilliant. We're off and running.
And you're Edinburgh born and bred, which is unusual for a Fringe performer, actually. I mean, you're very much in a minority there.
Well, we're fiercely proud that there's something Scottish being put on in the heart of the Fringe, and we would like not just the Edinburgh punters, but the Scottish theatre goers, and to come and see it as well. And I'm particularly proud of doing something like this for the first time in Edinburgh, of course.
The show's called Kiss Me Honey Honey. More with Andy and Grant in just a few minutes. We're at the Library Bar at the Gilded Balloon. My guests this afternoon on the showbiz sofa, as it's been dubbed by
nice.
Gary.
Very
it's
nice,
great, isn't it?
I like the deep brown of it.
The thing is, though, it's hard to get out of once you get into a groove.
Yes.
Andy Gray and Grant Stott in Kiss Me Honey Honey. It's happening right here in the Gilded Balloon at TV in the dining room. Written by Philip Meeks, directed by Sam Kane, and commissioned by Karen Corrin.
Yes.
Who's very well known to anyone who's even on nodding terms with the Edinburgh Festival and Fringe. She's the director here, of course. Tell me a little bit about the play, Andy.
The play is, it's, as you say, Kiss Me Honey Honey, about 2 middle-aged men, one slightly older than the other, and they end up in a kind of down market kind of bedsit apartment place, and they strike a friendship through their love or other memories, or they empathise through Shirley Bassey music, and then they go out in the looking for fun and frolics, and go on the speed dating scene, and there's adventures that ensue from that. They also have, they have little secrets that we reveal, but which can't reveal to you just now because you'd have to see the show. But it's basically 2 guys, lonely guys, searching for companionship and a bit of fun, a bit of life, really.
Because generally one might think that if two men come together and share a love of Shirley Bassey, they may have a certain characteristic which
you would think so,
but
but they're not actually, and that's the thing. It's the music, and the music reminds them of their childhood. Their fathers listening to Shirley Bassey. Shirley Bassey is daring and decadent, and there's all that. So that's the refreshing angle to the show.
It's something we both, I grew up in the 70s as well, and I do
grew up
remember
in the 60s.
But she was still around in the 60s.
Yeah, she was in the 60s.
And I grew up with Shirley Bassey in the house, although it was my mum that was a massive fan.
Shirley Bassey was in your house?
Her albums.
All right.
It's near as damn it.
That was a proud showbiz boast, wasn't it?
That was really bad. It was my house.
I was a party at Hogmanay. Gosh, could we
She never
shut
shut
her
up. Oh, for goodness sake. Goldfinger 3 times. Shut up, Shirley.
The festival wellies dragging mud all over the carpet. You've had a few performances of this so far.
We've had a week of
You're a
performances,
weekend.
yeah.
How have the audiences been?
Fantastic. We've had, the great thing about, we have a kind of following as well, which is great because of the panto and things and other theatre things. So we have a kind of recognition from the audience, but we've been packing them in. It's great. And
It's
we
been
sell
selling
it
out every night, which is amazing.
And
It's
they
amazing.
do laugh a lot, and they're really with us in the show as well. It's really good to have that kind of feeling of, and they just energise you as well. It's fantastic. So we're having a ball, aren't we?
Yeah, it's every single night has been different. Every single sort of day in this whole process, certainly for me, has been a sort of learning curve. And
You learn very quickly, I've got to say.
no choice.
No choice, absolutely. I mean, I guess as well for you two, this sort of time of year traditionally, maybe not so much for you, Andy, would be the calm before the storm that is panto, because you get into rehearsals for that very soon, don't you?
Well, November, really.
November.
But actually, in fact, our producer and Alan Stewart are coming up next week to see this. And we've got our first draft of the panto to talk about next week. So we're really started now.
Yeah, I know. So
I've been flicking through on my
Have you?
iPad, yes, counting my jokes.
there's quite a few.
Yes, it's quite a few actually.
But no, panto sort of runs all year. We finish, 1 year, and then we're almost immediately talking about what's coming up.
Well,
and
you
what
certainly
we're doing
are.
next. Well, I certainly am. Yes, I just
Because
get
Grant
terribly
really
excited.
misses it, and I love that aspect of it because it makes me keen on it too. Because he misses it from the moment it closes to the moment it opens again. Don't you?
I do.
So much of panto must be for performers about the interaction with the audience, and as your experience of this sort of thing has been limited, I guess, to panto so far,
Yeah,
Grant,
yeah.
has it been strange to be on stage and not have the same level and speed of feedback from them?
Andy was brilliant all through rehearsals because I've developed obviously habits, having only done panto, which allow you to sort of look at the audience now and again and give it a wee bit
He
of that.
flew in the first day rehearsal.
And he's been chipping these away,
So
these
he's got
little
these beans in his
habits,
pocket as well, hasn't he?
and teaching me just to get out of the habit of looking at the audience and giving them wee looks and connecting with them. Although there are
And
parts, I can't do that so much in this
Yeah.
particular.
So is the fourth wall completely intact then? in this-
No, it's
it
not.
is not.
We do talk to the audience because we have a kind of narration that we kind of tell them what's happening, and there are kind of asides and things. So there is the fourth wall. We do break it down from time to time.
Okay.
But not as much as
no,
pantomime, obviously.
not like panto.
But,
Okay, well, I mean, as festival performers now, a couple of questions spring to mind. Do you have a day off first? Then what are you going to do?
we have a day off on Monday the 12th.
Okay.
And I've been. You can see it in the distance. It's coming nearer now. And that's it.
Okay.
And you'll be doing your.
I'll carry on. I'll still be doing the radio, but we're doing obviously the whole end of the Fringe, and
You're
then
on the
we're-
radio?
occasionally, and then we're going to go on tour with this, which is
Oh,
very
okay.
exciting, right
Yes.
across Scotland.
Goodness.
So once the Fringe performances have finished, we're going to sort of retweak it and add more to it, so it can sit properly about an hour and a half or so in theatres across
Right.
Scotland.
Tell me what you know of those Scottish dates just now, then, if you've got an idea.
There'll be the start, end of September, and they're scattered across October. But in that time, we'll be going to the likes of
Brunton.
the Brunton Theatre
Yeah.
in Musselburgh. We're in Livingston. We're going to the Rothes Halls in Glenrothes.
Okay.
We're also doing Dundee rep. We're in Greenock. We're in East Renfrewshire, Ullapool, and 2 nights in Inverness.
This is all news to me.
And
I'm working out your diary, Andy.
also, when you get to that third week of the festival, I mean, Grant, you'll know this as someone who has enjoyed the festival
social side of
as
it,
a consumer. How do you propose to get through the wall that is the third week?
No, I don't know. I've never I've experienced the wall. Andy has, and I'm sure he will. Like he's done
I think
already.
that you do get that kind of energy in the third week because you've done quite a lot. So I found that anytime I've done it, the third week is no problem really.
Because they've been sold by then as well, haven't
Well,
they?
exactly, yes, and you've got into rhythm as well because I'm doing another show as well at 2:20.
Yeah, he's doing 2 shows a day.
at the Assembly Room. So I've got into rhythm now that I come up and we meet, have our tea at the city, and then we kind of go through lines and things. So once you get into that, and then the audience lift you, and we prosecco at the end of the night, and it's always quite favourable.
Nightcap.
Up
Yes,
the stairs,
exactly.
yes, it's been
Well,
known.
it sounds like it's going great, which is fantastic. And thank you very much for joining us both today. I will look forward to the rest of the run.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very
Cheers,
much,
guys.
for having us.
Thank you.
Cheers, then. Thank you.